Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WellWaveNOW show. We are continuing our series of backstories on future guests of the program, and today we have the privilege of speaking with Carey Mencarini. So welcome to the show, Carey.
Thank you, Breck. I appreciate the opportunity to share my story and reach many more people.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we'd love to learn a little more about you personally. So, where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Northern California, in the foothills, basically, and have always kind of been in the wellness health field or mindset. Went to school to be a nurse, but then my journey took this path. So when I
And
got
so, do you
sick, so
still live in the same area that you grew up in, or
I
very
do, I
close?
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for some people in Northern California, it says San Francisco and Marin County, but now is that where you're at, Carrie, or what? Are you in the real Northern California?
We're in the real now, Northern California, as they call it, near Tahoe, just below Tahoe, in between Sacramento and Tahoe is how we describe it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
And
beautiful foothills.
that's a very different culture than the Bay Area and other parts of California, right?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a different state, in fact.
Yeah, almost,
State of
almost,
mind.
especially. Yeah,
What
definitely. After COVID, it really divided everybody. So, could be a
Yeah.
couple states, I think.
So as you look at that, who kind of influenced you most in your life, kind of coming up a little bit?
I have always kind of sought out alternative natural healing
Mhm.
in my life. I just through vitamins and nutrition. My mom was very big prior to anybody even knowing about different things, health things and whatnot, but she was very holistic and, baked everything herself and had us on vitamins and all that kind of good stuff. So I was originally inspired by my mom, really, and then
Great.
kind of took it way beyond that. But yeah,
So she kind of set you on the path and set the stage and cultivated that love, like you said, of natural healing and naturalness in you. And then you said us. So were there others in your family, or were you an only child, or?
yeah, I'm one of three girls, so I'm the oldest. And I have a sister that lives in Virginia and one that lives down in the Merced area. So
Okay,
we're
not too
spread
far
out.
away. Yeah, Machad's not too far away from you, but yeah, your other sister's clear across the country.
Yeah, yeah, Virginia's a little ways away.
So, do you, growing up, did you have any specific family traditions that you enjoyed and carried on with your own family?
Seemed food was center court in, I think in a lot of traditions, right?
Hmm.
So really carrying on the health and wellness mindset from what my mom started in me and to now my kids are what they call uber health nuts. They're far better than I am. They have willpower of I don't know where they get it from, but yeah.
Yeah, this next gen, I know all my kids are way healthier than I was growing
Yeah,
up for sure. I mean,
they're much more educated.
yeah, that you go anywhere and they're offered a soda. No, they just want water, and I'm like, man, that is just such a good discipline.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
So
Yeah.
you have your own family? Do you have children? How
I
many?
do. I have two boys, 130 and 125, and they're both health fitness, as I said, kind of gurus, and they live nearby, so it's been great watching them kind of come up in this, um, with the internet and everything now. I mean, they have so much information available to them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty convinced that I was the smartest dad on the planet until Google. As soon as my son learned
Right.
how to Google things, he questioned everything. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, I'm not smart anymore.
Yeah, completely, completely. I know we're kind of outsmarted now, but we have to stay ahead of it somehow. So,
So let's take you back a little bit again to your childhood here. So did you spend all your time learning about natural care as a kid, or were you out there in sports? Did you musical activities? So what'd you do, Carrie?
I was a tomboy growing up. I rode a skateboard and played with Hot Wheels and but then I have my girly side. So, it was growing up in the foothills, you had to amuse yourself. We didn't have the internet, we didn't watch TV.
Mhm.
We amused ourselves. So I was in nature a lot, and I'm sure that's probably where I got my tick bite because, I was pulling ticks off of my dogs all the time. And so I was just basically, kind of a country bumpkin.
Well, so now you kind of tease the audience there a little bit, or our listeners. So we got to do a little bit of that, but don't go too far because that gets to your health work. But you said that's where you got your tick bite. So what did that tick bite do to you, Carey, that we got to let people know a little bit about?
So basically, I ended up receiving a Lyme diagnosis partway through my illness or becoming ill. And we think, it was partially grown up in the foothills but never had a bullseye rash, never had the classic anything. I just ended up with massive symptoms.
Wow.
So
A
We're
lot of
going
people
to get
think
into
of
that later.
yeah, me included. For I thought they think of Lyme as a Northeast United States disease, but it's not only in Northeast. It's parts of California and parts of the Northwest, Colorado, and other parts of still.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is prevalent. I mean, people don't understand how, even a couple days ago, I ran into somebody and she's like, "Oh, I thought that was just East Coast." I'm like, "No, it is everywhere. It's vector borne. It is not just ticks." We really need to educate people a little bit more, I think, and it's coming along. But even like I said, a couple days ago, I had to dispel the myth that it was not just on the East Coast. It is
Right.
everywhere, and especially in the foothills.
Right. Now, see, you took us on another little path there. Breck likes to throw those big words around because he thinks I should understand them having gone to Stanford, but I don't. You said vector-borne. What does vector-borne mean, Carey?
So basically, mosquitoes, bugs, I'm not a entomologist or anything, but vector-borne it you get bitten by something, you could possibly have, get that Lyme bacteria along with the co-infections, which they seem to travel together. I've never heard of anybody that's just had Lyme disease. So,
Wow.
Right, thanks. So now we've got that teaser that'll lead us in to more discussion of podcasts we'll have with you on your what your work is. But right now, let's take that. So you had your health foundation from your mother, living healthy, being out in nature, the foothills. You had your own exposure to the bite that formed things. So that took you into the wellness world. But let's ask this question of you. What's the essence of your wellness work now, and what do you personally get out of it?
the essence of my wellness work is really spreading awareness to everybody that there are holistic, not just IV vitamin therapy, but other things other modalities of healing to help the body heal itself, because we're built to heal ourselves, right? I mean, um, our bodies are incredibly intelligent. You give it the right tools, you put the right fuel in the cells, it does the work for you on a lot of levels. So that's really what my journey is about now, is just kind of spreading that awareness. I delved into numerous alternative healing modalities to get myself to this point.
So it sounds like you've always pursued, wellness, but when did you actually turn it into a business?
As soon as I was functional, healthy enough to do so, and that was in 2020, 2021, right in the middle of the pandemic, which, people would say couldn't be a worse time. It was the perfect time. And interestingly enough, right before we started the business and we were about to launch it, I lost my dad to COVID. And, it was at that stage where people were dying alone in the hospital. And so I felt even more empowered to help people stay out of the hospital, and help anybody and everybody that I could, so that didn't happen to somebody else. So
Yeah, and with infusions, you can add in additional, vitamins and things that boost the immune system.
exactly.
Yeah, so that was once people were educated enough, would be a perfect time to start a business like
Right.
yours.
Right. And people were looking for it. They were looking for ways, because they felt like the medical community was not helping them. They were afraid, they were fearful, they were afraid to go out and get help. And so when we started, saw so many people that were like, I just want to help my body stay healthy. How do I do that?
Hmm.
So,
So, Carey, do you ever have any bad days now? And if you do, how do you keep going? How do you challenge that and overcome it and conquer the day?
yeah, I definitely do. Because I have a lot of damage that was done, but uh, honestly, IV vitamin therapy keeps me functional. Hydration keeps me functional. I do it on a regular, I will always do it, because my gut was so compromised from all the treatments that I took and did, um, that it's a process, it's a long, slow healing journey for me, but I'm 10 times better. And, I have 3 businesses now, and I wrote a book that just came out. So I'm just, I can't believe that I'm doing what I'm doing, but IV vitamin therapy is key in addition to some other modalities.
Mentally, on those challenging days, whether it's from your personal challenges or something going on in the business, what motivates you? What motivates you then and keeps you going, Carey?
Well, my faith initially. I do meditation and prayer every morning. I exercise. Um, those are the things, if you have to keep your blood moving to keep your mood good, to keep, it's kind of like a domino thing, right? But the mindset, and especially in writing my book, I educated myself even more as I expanded on our thoughts affect ourselves. Bottom line, it is energy. If we're thinking good thoughts, the energy is good. And so I just try to stay out of my own way, basically. Our thoughts can kind of, on those hard days, those stressful days, you need to kind of change your perspective. But yeah, my faith is my foundation.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So, do you have a dream project, or are you already living your dream right now?
Well, every day I wake up, it's a dream. I'm so grateful to be alive. Whatever I get to do that day, I feel blessed. So, yeah, I would definitely say I'm living my dream because I'm doing far more than I thought I could physically or mentally do. Um, so yeah, I mean, every day is a dream for me. So
That's
I'm just
excellent. So,
grateful.
any future goals then? Any achievements that you would like to go after?
I would love to see more access to IV vitamin therapy. I would love to see more med spas like ours open up. I would love to help people do that. I don't want to franchise, but I think there are plenty of other people that probably would like to do the same thing. Our business model is very different than the standard IV bar, so that would be amazing to me, is just to create more access to people and make it affordable. And I'd like to have a foundation at some point too, so that we can help people who can't afford it, because it's not cheap, but healthcare is more expensive and a doctor appointment's more expensive. So,
Yeah.
you got to put it into perspective.
Would IV therapy ever be covered by insurance, do you think, in the future?
I I'm always hopeful. I'm always
Yeah.
hopeful, especially now. I feel there's maybe a little more hope with that. I don't know. I think the problem is that it helps people.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know it. That's the bottom line. It helps people. It keeps them off medications. So I don't know. I would.
Or at least health savings plans covering it?
Yes, so
Okay.
HSA, people use their HSA all the time, and that's
Okay.
great. I would say the majority of them cover them. I won't say they all do, but
Okay.
depends on your insurance. But
All right. Are we ready for fun facts, Tim?
Sure. So we've got your dreams, we've got your current focus, and that's great. Now we're just gonna get a little inside your head. So just answer these as quickly as you can. First thing that comes into that fantastic mind of yours, okay?
oh gosh, okay.
So are you more of an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl,
Okay. Do you prefer the mountains or the beach?
beach for sure.
Do you prefer coffee, tea, or something else?
Sadly, coffee. Yes, it's my downfall.
Oh, we all have our vices, but
Right.
yeah. But hey, I'm looking so forward to having you on the Well Wave Now show, Carey, and
Thank
really
you.
diving into your journey And thank you for being our guest today on the Backstory series. And until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and remember, wellness, it's in you.